Well, it says, no key, leave window open. Well, are we getting it started? Well, we're going to hot wire it, of course. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and to this video, and today we're off to pick up a Kia Rio which I bought from the auction last week. Now I was at Aston Barker last week, didn't really do much filming, but I did have a look round and I came across a Kia Rio. Now you might have seen in the intro that it has got one or two problems. The all ignition barrels all fallen to pieces, and basically it's probably going to need to be hot wired in order to get it out of the auction and physically drive it, because it's down as having no key. But let's go and have a look at it first and see what state it's in. It was very cheap. I actually won the car for £484 all in with the fees. A little bit less than that with the fees on top, but I had to sort of negotiate because the height reserve was a lot higher than that. But we won the car, like I said, £484 out the door with the fees. There's a 10 plate, it's a 1.4 petrol. From memory, I think it had about 70-ish thousand miles. It was quite decent on the mileage front. And it didn't look too bad a car. So we're going to get a lift down there today, back to Aston Barker. We might have a quick look round while we're there, but we'll get the car picked up, get it out, have a look round it, and hopefully see if we can rectify this little Kia. Right, we're at the auction. We'll get the, get the keys. I haven't got a key for this Kia. We'll get the paperwork or whatever we've got for it in a sec. I've got a catalogue actually. I'll have a look at a couple of bits. So we'll have a quick look at true bits while we're here. Bit of extra content for you. There's a couple of bits I've seen, a Dacia I've seen, and a C1. So we'll have a look at them. That's all I'm interested in today. Then we'll get this Kia out and have a look at it. So let's have a quick look round before we get the Kia out. 114, Peugeot 107, 1 litre, in red. Oh, it ain't red. By the time this age in red cars, always lack of peeling everywhere. 58,000 miles, good mileage on it, 4 former keepers. Knocking on a bit, this is on a 06 plate. Bumper's a little bit skew lift, a bit chippy on the front. Bit of lack of peel on the wing mirror, but that's not too bad. That's isolated, we can fix that. It's not too bad actually. Buff upward too, right? It's starting to go there as usual. Bit of lack of peel. The bumper here looks like it may have been painted before actually. No, it's just lacquer actually. And then again, it might have been painted before actually. You can quite see it, just a little bit edgy. It's improved. It's not horrendous. A little cheap, and you know it will drive right. It's only done 54,000, quite low actually for a year. It's the mileage that's carrying that. Such low mileage is keeping the book price quite up on it. If that was 90,000 miles, it'd probably be 300-400 quid. But anyway, see what it does. It's a little bit worse than I thought, to be honest. But it'd certainly be around the 600 quid territory. I shan't go any more than that. A really clean Dacia Sandero coming in, done 55,000. Lovely 1.2 petrol, 16 valve, the Clio engine, just one you want. Don't like the 998cc, I want this engine. It's done 54,000, sorry, in blue. Just a lovely straight thing. It's not bucking it a lot. Book price on it is 1,700 quid, which is really low. I expect it'll do more than that. Probably somewhere near that sort of figure I'd be in. So we'll have a go so we can try and win it. Let's see what it does. This one we go, 12 down, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18, 19, 92 online, 2,000 pounds going to do 2,000 pounds going to do 1,000 once, 2,000 pounds going to go twice, 1, 2, 1, 20 pounds going to do 1,002, 20 pounds going to do 1,000, 20 pounds going to do 2, 20 pounds going to do once, 22 pounds going to go 3, right, we didn't win the Dacia. Let's say bid it up to 1,900 quid I went to, so that was enough for me. I didn't want to pay any more than that. It was a lovely thing though, it's a shame. I think that'll do now, to be honest. I've had a look at that little Peugeot, the red one. To be honest, it's a bit edgy for me. Low mileage on it, it's booking quite high, and it's got a bit scruffy in places. It's probably not for me, to be fair, so I think we'll just call it a day. Let's get yourselves out of here, go look at this Kia, drive around, go for a drive in it, walk around her. Okay, so I like to say we have docks and keys for this Kia. We don't. We have no docks or keys. We've just got a pass out and a tag with no key on it, saying where the location is. The key is supposed to be in the car, sort of strapped to it. It's all fall to pieces or something. So we'll have a look at that in a sec. We've got an V5, so we'll have to apply for one of them as well. But the car drove through, so we know it should start, it should run. So let's go and retrieve it. Here she is. Well, this side looks alright, we'll buy a few little minor marks on it. Got a bird on there, bastards. It's alright. Got a bin liner there holding the covering the window up. Can't really see this side, we'll have to get it out properly and have a proper look. Let's see what we're up against anyway. Okay. So we've got, obviously all the cowlings have been apart. Right, so they've stuck the key to the, looks like the black cap here. And they need the key because there's a magnet inside it that obviously picks up from the immobiliser. So I get that bit. But I'm not quite sure why all this has been apart really, because it's all sort of there. There's some bodge wires there though. Maybe that'll have something to do with it, who knows. Anyway, this is the rest of the ignition, so technically if we just turn this, 1, 2, there we go, we've got lights. 72,000 miles, what a gem. She's not in gear, we just turn this again, it should theoretically start. Yes, never in doubt. So theoretically that is my key at the moment, so we don't want to lose that. But the steering lock's not working, obviously. Look, we're going to have to look at this when we get back. We'll have to see if we can try and all put it back together, see why it's been apart in the first place. Let's have a look at that another time. The point being, for 484 quid, if we can get this ignition system working, and assume we don't have any other problems, it's probably a cheap car. But let's see where we go with it, because you never know, costs can spiral out of control. But we'll get it out now, we'll do a proper walk round, and then see if we've made a mistake buying this car. Okay, right, pulled over so we can have a proper look at this. So I'll start from the top. Template, Kia Rio, 1.4 petrol. Like I said, we already know about the ignition system problem. But overall, actually, aesthetically, it's not a bad car. It's a little bit mucky, wants a wash, but it's not that bad. I mean, it's pretty straight, to be fair. I mean, most of it's just dirt, you can see. I mean, we've got the odd little mark here, you know what I mean? But I'm not really too fussed about that. A good polish will improve this massively. And there's not really any major paint I can see that really wants addressing. Really straight on the back as well. Wants a new number plate, though, to be fair. Yeah, I'm really pleased with it. See, we've got a few little bits here which you can just touch in, but that's it, you know what I mean? We're not going to start splashing money at this car in the paint department, to be honest with you, which is a blessing at the moment, because everything I've been buying recently has been needing a bit of paint on it. But like I said, this side was covered up at the auction when we got it out, but it's actually alright, it's nice and straight. It's a level car and will make a real nice clean thing. Inside is not too bad as well. It is a base model, so we've got winding down windows. They all work, by the way. I took that bin liner out from the opposite side, so these are all working fine. Seats are all pretty decent, other than just wants a good valet, set of mats in it. That's really it. It doesn't look too bad. Again, in the back, just wants cleaning. Just a good valet, full valet. See this right. Oh, we are. Set of mats. We've saved a £5 already there, look. Yeah, we want a new set of mats really. They might clean up them actually. Maybe clean them up, carpet dye them. We've got a spare wheel. We've got a space saver and a bit of on a tow rope. Beautiful. For £484, I don't think it's a dear car on a template. Now we're going to talk about that ignition system in a minute. We've also got to get a logbook for it. That's the other thing that's a bit disappointing. No logbook, and the history we're a bit short on the paperwork side, which is a shame. Quick look under the bonnet. 1.4 double overhead cam, 16 valve. Not too bad, these engines, to be fair. They don't usually give much problems. They're certainly a lot more easy to deal with than the later 1.2 version engines they put in the later sort of Hyundais and Kias. Suffer from timing chain issues. These are actually alright, to be fair. It's pretty clean under here. Battery looks a bit old, but you know, it's starting up alright, fine. If it ain't broke, don't touch it. So yeah, pretty clean under there, to be fair. The only real issues we've got, from this mirror, notice that wants a mirror replacing, it's a shame. Definitely the mirror. It's this ignition system, which, Now I've got a man for that, which I'll talk to you about in a minute. Inside it's just dirty. That's not really it really. We've got all the cowlings here for it and all the bits seem to be there. Why it's been apart, don't know. Stereo, does stereo work?
Out you on Radio 1, it is Vicky.
Yeah, radio's working, good. What else we got? We've got an ordnance survey map. I've noticed that. Staffordshire, who has an ordnance survey map these days? This will be way outdated. But if I need to go to Staffordshire, I'm sorted. That's the bin liner. That's off that window. I say it's fixed now. It's working perfectly. I think they just put it there just to make sure the doors didn't lock themselves so you can actually get in, because obviously the key is still attached to the car, or the column, what's left of it. I said we'll have a look at all this in a bit because I need to understand why they've took this apart really. What else we got? All this, everything seems to be functioning, working. We've got no aircon obviously because it's a base model. You know, it's just not fitted on this, which is a shame really. In glove box we've got manual pack. Oh, crap. Whoa, hang on a minute. Hang on. Oh, look at this. Oh, yes. Logbook. Is this for this car? ST10 UMS. This is it, guys. I was told there's no logbook with this. I was told with no logbook. Kia Rio. Oh, thank God for that. That has saved so much hassle. Applying for V5s, honestly, 5-6 week wait when you have to apply for one. 25 quid, which is a kick in the teeth unless you've got the green slip. So to have that in the car, brilliant. It must have been put in afterwards. It must have, because I was given literally a piece of paper saying no key, no logbook, nothing, no paperwork whatsoever. And here we go in the car. We'll get good old MOT certificates. Yeah, I think this is due MOT soon actually, in fairness, which I was aware of. Obviously we're going to put new MOT on and we sell it. Oh, I'm buzzing about that logbook. Service history book. Here we go. Have we got any service history? Like I said, this has been listed with absolutely sod all. Usually, he says, Kias are usually well maintained. My experience, always older people usually have them and they just seem to look after them. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, looking good. 17, 18, 19. Oh, it stops. No. So we got up to 2019, what was that there? 49,000 miles. We're on 72. So we've got a gap, which is a shame really, but that is better than what we had when we walked out of the auction 20 minutes ago, because we had nothing. We didn't have a V5, we didn't have any MOT paperwork, and we didn't have a service book, or even a manual pack, and now we've got all of it. So that is made my day, honestly, made my day. And made the process of getting this churn around quicker as well, because without a logbook you can't sell it. Simple as that really. Right, so let's get this rigged up, carry on with the drive, and I'll talk to you about the car, what it's doing, what you need to look out for when you're buying these as well. Talk about what we're going to do to fix it, what we need to fix it, what I think it's worth, and what potentially I think we can make out of it. So let's get rigged up and go for a drive in it. Right, let's fire it back up again. Using my old improvised device. The remaining part of the ignition switch, we'll shove that down there. Okay, so this is a 1.4 petrol 5-speed manual. They made these Kia Rios, this is a Kia Rio 2 we'd call it, from about 2005 to about 2010. I think these finished on 10-11 plate. I think it might have been 11 actually, 2011. They've been replaced with the Kia 3. A lot more updated, the Kia Rio 3 to be fair. A lot more modern a car, but in fairness this was a great improvement on the previous model, the Kia Rio 1. I hated the Kia Rio 1. It looked a bit like a mini estate. I used to get them all the time in my auctions, and I loathed them. Not because they were necessarily drove bad or anything, they drove perfectly acceptable for what they were. They just weren't a nice looking car. Dealers used to take them in and used to give fortunes for them and think they were worth a lot of money, and they just weren't very popular. However, this is going through a time when Kia was constantly sort of changing, expanding and making better cars, and you started seeing things like this later Rio coming out and then the shape afterwards, where they really did advance their image. Now this one's pulling really nice actually, it's quite peppy, it's not struggling, it's no slouch whatsoever. Like I say, nice little 5-speed manual, changes nice as well, lovely slick gears in it,
it's driving really, really nice. Now I have noticed that the steering wheel's a bit peed up, should we say. Steering wheel's like that, it's all off-centered, so when you're going around corners a bit, it's a bit like all over like that, so it sort of straightens itself out. But that's just more just a tracking issue, it's just rather than a suspension problem. So I'm not really hearing any knocks or bangs or anything like that on the suspension. It just all seems to be a bit of geometry problems, which we can easily sort out just by getting it put on a wheel liner. So it's pulling nice, the clutch is decent, they've got no noisy gears or anything like that. It's actually alright, and I'm quite happy with so far with the drive back. Now obviously I'm going to have to check this out underneath, because there's obviously we've got to make sure that it's not got any corrosion underneath, because they can suffer with corrosion, these Kia Rios. We've got to make sure we've got no dodgy tyres or anything like that. We've got to do the usual checks we need to do. But before we do any of that, I need to sort out this ignition switch problem, because obviously it can't be sold like this and any old person can just walk in and just take the car. And we've got to ask ourselves, why has it been taken apart in the first place? It could be for something really simple. Maybe the key was wobbling in the barrel and someone's just took it apart to see if they can try and fix it, and it's just all fallen to pieces. They haven't got the parts, they've just sort of bodged it back together and then decided to get rid of it. Who knows? But it's certainly fixable. It's not going to worry too much about getting it fixed, and I know just the man to fix it. I've got a mechanic in mind who used to work for me. Now back in the day he was very good, should we say, at taking cars. We'll leave it at that. But yeah, he'd be ideal for this. I've used him a few times for anything like this, ignition barrel, switches, keys, anything like that. He's the man to get this fixed. He will sort it out for me. I'm not good with electrics. I never claim to be, and I just can't be bothered with sort of messing about and fiddling with all this. So if I give it to him and say, look, take it away, do what you need to do to it. If you need any bits, just let me know. I'll order them for you. Probably going to need a black cap because it looks a bit dodgy, a bit broken. We might need an entire new barrel system, who knows, but we'll have a look and see. We also need to order a mirror for it as well. It's all cracked on the edges. We're not going to get away with just changing the glass. We are going to need to change the whole mirror, which, you know, we'll pick one of them up probably for about £30 on eBay. They're not exactly difficult to get hold of. Certainly needs tracking, and it certainly is going to need at least a service. But to be honest with you, other than that, I can't really see much else we need to do to it. It doesn't need any paint. It's just a usual standard prep. And I'd be amazed if we spent more than £300 sorting this out. And obviously they've got this sort of ignition barrel system out, but I don't think we're going to spend a lot doing it. These bits are readily available. There's lots of these that have been broke. We can get we can get used parts, fit them, and it'll be all perfect and running nice on the key. Bolt the mirror on, get it serviced, check it underneath, and just do what we need to do in order to get it up for sale. So there's plenty of margin in this. At £484, which is what it owes us, if we have to spend another £300 plus fixing it, we're still less than £800 for a template Kia Rio with 72,000 miles on it with a little bit of history. So what will we get for a car like this? Well, I would say on a template, looking online, and it is a facelift model as well, guys, because they facelifted these late 2000s. I would say we're probably looking at least 1995. There is a few that are over that, sort of with this mileage on, but to be fair, this is a base model, so there's other ones out there that might be similar mileage, a few £100 more, but we're competing against cars that might have got other things like electric windows, which sort of really these days are sort of expected. Not everyone will care about that, but some people do. So I think it's a bit of price reflection. We've got plenty of money in it. We don't need to be greedy. I think at £19.95 the car sells. So that is exactly where I'm going to place it at. We're going to get it fixed up, and then stick it up at £19.95. It'll go on the pitch without any shadow of a doubt, and I think we'll sell it, to be fair. So that's what we're going to do with this. We're going to start the process of getting it fixed. When it's done and it's on the pitch, I will cover it in one of my vlog videos. If you haven't checked out my vlog videos, you can check out them in the link description. So thank you for watching this one, guys. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Please check out my other videos, including my latest vlogs, and I'll see you all in the next video.